Alright, ladies, gentlemen, gamers. It's your boy, almost to be employed, back in the mailroom, Chris Allen. We're here yet again. It's been 2 weeks. That means we're going to go over patch notes and see what lovely little diddly doodlies Riot has decided to do to their game again to piss players off. So, I haven't played League because there's no pass out. I don't think there is a pass coming out here. So I'm going to be a little unfamiliar with the changes. I'm a little rusty with the state of the game, state of the characters. But I'll still talk about what I think. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Patch 12.12. It came out 2 days though. I know I'm late. I've just been busy with stress and crying because the new job is coming. So, makes no mistake, it's patch 12.12. I like what they did there. Anyway, we're here with another set of balance changes, as they are every 2 weeks, several of which are continued follow-ups from the durability update. Certain heals and shields are getting further adjustments, while select burst and engage mechanics will receive a little extra oomph. Champion pets have a little durability too. So this patch brings back the Essence Emporium for a limited time. Now, I don't know if they're going to say it here, but this Essence Emporium is going to be the last one for a little bit, which means we're probably not getting one for a long time. I don't know what that means. I would assume maybe a year, knowing Riot, maybe more, because look at Udyr VGU. It was supposed to come out early 2022. We're midway 2022, and it's still not out, so good job, Riot. Anyway, the Essence Emporium is going away after this, and they're going to revamp it. I don't know what that means, but hopefully it gets better. And it's the same thing I'm hoping with the new Battle Pass system in League with the new token shit. I hope that gets better too. But only time will tell. But yeah, it's going away, and it's coming back hopefully better. So, the Mythic shop is also rotating for the first time ever, introducing Ashen Knight Pantheon. I really hope they don't keep going with the Ashen Knight skin line. I mean, it's an okay skin line, but I thought the rotating Mythic skin would be like a different skin from like a random, not even random line, but like a new line every time, and they didn't need to go forward with it. Like it could be like Ashen Knight Pike and then a completely new skin for new champ, completely new skin for new champ, not relating to any other skin line, but who knows? They might be lazy and just keep going with Ashen Knight. So, and was that a chill in the air? The snow moon must be rising. So, I don't know why they didn't do Blood Moon. I think because Blood Moon wasn't getting enough sales. So, they're basically doing the same thing as they did with Pool Party. Pool Party wasn't selling enough, so make it Summer Song. Blood Moon wasn't selling enough, make it Snow Moon. Honestly, it's pretty smart. Gives them an excuse to kind of keep it similar, but switch it up a little bit, which is fine. I'm actually down for that. Cold nights can be rough. Good thing it's always warm and sunny in Dragonlance. So, despite me playing a little bit more TFT now, I'm still not going to care enough to do patch notes on it. So, who cares? So, these are the 4 new skins. The Ashen Knight one and the 3 Snow Moon ones. I almost said Blood Moon. But we'll go over those usually at the end. So, let's get into champion balance. Amumu. I think Amumu kind of sucks. I haven't seen Amumu jungle at all. I like Bel'Veth. I've played her non-stop jungle since she's come out. I love her. I think she's great. I think once she gets to late game, she's OP. We'll see if they change her. I hope they buff or nerf her, but I'll talk about her if we get to her. Amumu, though, I don't think he's strong at all. I think he's kind of ass. I think because he went support, he kind of got over-nerfed in a way. I mean, the main thing that was really strong about him was the double Q, and I think they nerfed they nerfed that to all hell. And, yeah, I just don't think he's played too much. I honestly don't think he's bad, though. I think he just needs a little bit of buffs, and he'll be okay. He's not meant to be a great jungler. He's very simple. Simple people don't have to be great. However, I think Amumu's pretty okay. Who the fuck? Some guy just friend... What the hell? That's probably a bot. Anyway. Amumu's support has all but disappeared after heavy nerfs to his mana costs last season. We're reverting those and giving his ult more early power to help him find some more friends in bot lane again. They actually want Amumu support. What the fuck? They actually want Amumu support. So the mana cost is going way down, more than half, and then the R damage is going up by 50, which early game is a lot. Holy shit. I mean, even without this buffs his support, yeah, and his jungle. This is great. Okay, who the fuck keeps adding me as a friend? What is this? I have no clue who this is. But yeah, pretty good Mumu buffs. Annie also feels weak. I don't know what it is, because on paper they're good. It's just they weren't good as they used to be. So the main thing with Annie is, when I remember Annie used to fucking burst you and nuke you. And they kind of took a lot of that out. So honestly, I think just with Annie, you just need a numbers thing. Okay, what the fuck? Is it the client fucking up, or is it this guy just requesting me a lot? Okay, alright, you know what? Whatever. I'm just gonna let it keep going and annoying me. But yeah, so Annie, I remember her as a nuker. Now, a lot of people could do her job a lot better. Vagar. And a lot easier. But Annie doesn't really remind me of like the nuking thing anymore. I think she's still good though. I mean, if you get a good ult Tibbers in the team fight, you basically win the team fight. It's a team fight deciding ult. It's just you need to spend so much to do it, aka you kind of really do need flash engage for it. If you don't flash engage ult, Annie's kind of useless. It's like, yeah, you're doing okay, but other people do it better and easier. Zoe. So, let's see what they're doing. I honestly just see them buffing damage numbers here, honestly. Remove Wiggins from my friends list? Nah, he'll stay there for now. I like to spy on him. So, let's see what they're doing with Annie. Annie's burst builds have fallen off since the durability update. Oh, wouldn't you know. Especially at high levels of play. We're making her combos a little more fire and giving Tibbers his own CDU? Oh, I thought that was like a new thing. Cuddly durability update. So, the damage on Q is going up by 0.5. Whoop-de-doo. The damage, or the base health on Tippers is going up by 100. Whoop-de-doo. The base armor and MR on Tibbers is going up by 10 and then 20. Honestly, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I think that's the best change they could have done, but these Annie changes are nothing. Kind of ass. Oh, mama. Oh, mama. Let's talk about Belveth. Okay, I'm glad they put her here. I'm scared, but I'm glad. So, what do I think about Belveth? I think she's very similar to Master Yi. Obviously, they have differences. I think Master Yi, in a way, has a higher skill ceiling. Master Yi's Q is the main defining feature of him. If you can Alpha Strike well, you're a good Yi. Belveth, I mean, maybe if you, what is it? E well? Yeah, it's the E. The Maelstrom. The Royal Maelstrom. If you E well, at the right time, you could avoid a lot of damage and kill a lot of people. Well, not a lot of people, but kill the right people. It does a lot of damage. And it heals you. It's so crazy. She, on paper, in my eyes, is very feast or famine. Early game is her worst. Undoubtedly. It's really bad. And if she gets behind, and the enemy is smart enough, which, you know, they should be, to take your jungle from you, you get even further behind, because you need stacks to be relevant. I feel as though late game, though, she is a fucking unstoppable beast. She is like a Kale level threat. If you get to late game with Belveth, you will be a Kale level threat. Like, you will just shred people. It is so fun. I love this character. I love farming late game champs. Now, the problem is, and this was kind of quelled with the durability update, but not entirely so, it's that games don't last long. And Belveth needs the long games to be good. And she needs a decent early, which, you know, if you get invaded, and I feel like in high elo, Belveth is really bad. Because if you get invaded and you get fucked early, you do nothing the rest of the game. That's just it. But I think she's super fun. I think she could honestly use some buffs. Because if you get to late game with her, it feels OP, but it's rare to do that. And it's not like extremely OP. In a team fight, I don't think she's that good because she could still get bursted. Her build is somewhat damage related. She's not too tanky, although her ult helps you with that. But I honestly see them more going the way of buffs rather than nerfs because she's a new champion. You want her to be fun. And I think she's hard. At least her early is. Late game, her late game is like, it's almost borderline ridiculous. Like how crazy she gets. I think there's almost no one, barring like very 1v1 reliant champs, that like can beat her late game. It is so satisfying, and it looks unfair what you do to people. You grab them like fucking Thanos grabbed Tony Stark, and you rip them in half. It is disgusting. But it's rare to get to that. So, let's see what they're doing. I hope they're buffing her. But let's see. Basic attack range increased. Let's go. Base health range and growth decreased. Okay. because she does heal a lot, I would say. Passive stack value increased early and now reaches maximum at level 13. That's really good. The fact that it took a while to scale hurt her. But this is kind of a buff, as long as they don't lower the max amount, what you get from the max amount. But we'll see. It doesn't say it did, but we'll see with the numbers. Large minions now grant 1 stack. So you actually could technically go lane, and it is better. By the way, on my YouTube, there should be eventually a lane Bel'Veth gameplay top where I versed a... what was it? A Riven? I versed an Ignite Riven, and I won. No, a Gwen. An Ignite TP Gwen, and I beat the shit out of her with top Bel'Veth. It was insane. I'm an insane player. Anyway. E base damage decreased, that's fair. Lifesteal decreased late, that's also fair. R bonus attack range and explosion damage based on enemies missing health no longer increases with rank. Okay. Void Remora health decreased early and now increases with rank. That's fine too. The Void Remora, I think, are kind of just OP. It's the best thing. It was said by Adrian because some professionals said it. It's a win harder ability. It really is. It's just like, hey, I'm going to win harder now. Which you could say is good or bad, but I think it's good because it just further makes her fun. It's not going to change the tide of like a game if you start spawning Void Remora, but I mean, yo, once you start spawning them, it is so fun. It's kind of OP that they spawn from your minions too. If they could take away anything, I feel like they would take away that. But who knows? I mean, from what it's looking like, it seems like she's not too strong, so it looks like things are gonna be good. I'm excited though. The Empress of the Void is reigning with a bit too much terror in lower and average skill brackets, which makes sense. This is like what I said. I feel like in higher skill brackets, she's gonna do fucking absolutely nothing almost. Because like the enemy will know how to counter her and it'll be, you know, early on that they do that. Regardless. Let's see. So basic attack 125 to 175. Very good. Very good. I like it. Health regen 6.5 to 6. That's fine. Or is that 8.5? What is that? Fuck, I can't highlight it. Whatever. That's fine. No one cares. Health regen growth. That's fine. Health regen at level 16. So 22 to 16. Oh, that's actually a lot. Holy shit. But that's fine. You have healing. So let's see the passive. So they did nerf it later. That I do not like. I do not like that at all. That, in my mind, is kind of... it's kind of iffy, honestly. Because I don't know the exact number of how much you get it. Where does it stack off now? It stacks off at level 13. I don't know if you would have hit 1% at level 13 before. Or if it was lower. But honestly, I don't know how I feel about this. I might be a little bit of a nerf. But we'll see. I mean, I'll play her more when the pass comes out. But that's not looking too good. But she gains 1 lavender stack per large minion, which, I mean, you can steal your lane's wave now. But if it works the same as the jungle, it means you only have to, like, hit it once, and you kind of get, like, an assist on it at that point. Then you don't really need to steal it. You just need to tap it, and you get the assist anyway, which is good. It's good. But yeah, I don't like that. So the E. The base damage is going down early by 4, but it's over, like, an infinite, technically infinite amount of attacks. But overall, it's going to probably hurt. And then her scaling is staying the same. Her lifesteal is going down, and I think rightly so. We don't want too much healing, so that's fine. And then the R. Let's see how bad this is. Honestly, I thought this would be more of a buff, but it feels like a nerf. But it increases early, right? So instead of 0.25, it's 0.28. But you're losing 0.25 attack speed, which doesn't sound like a lot, but per stack, that's big. That means every 4 stacks, you're losing 1%. It adds up over time. I don't know. The R, though. 25, 30, 35. I think the R is kind of weird. Because by using it, unless you become invulnerable, which, you know, we don't want to have another Viego situation. That was OP. It's a little weird because you kind of kill yourself by doing it. Sometimes it's actually beneficial for you not to ult in a team fight. It's so weird, honestly. It's really weird. Obviously, you should do it if you don't have the transformation. But there's even times where even if you don't have the transformation, you shouldn't do it. Because it takes you out of autoing, and autoing does the most damage. And it's like doing this stops you from autoing. It plays the animation, and they could kill you while you're channeling it, and it's really not good. But yeah, bonus attack range, it's now 50 at all ranks. So overall, is she losing any range? Or is she gaining more than she had? So at first, she had 125. And then at max rank, you would gain 100. So from 125, she went to 225. So now she's at 175, 185, 195, 205, 215, 212. So she gets the same range. No matter what, she gets the same range. She just has more range without the transformation. So that's a buff. That's honestly pretty good. And then the Void Remora now scale up to 70%. They don't start with that, which I think is fair. It was kind of ridiculous what she was able to do. I still think it will still be ridiculous. Overall, though, I really don't know about the passive. I feel like that's a big nerf. I feel like it should scale at least to 1.15 at level 13. But maybe they don't want her late getting too crazy. So honestly, maybe I can understand this. I'm just a little salty about it. So let's see the bug fixes and updates, because she has her own section, which means there was a lot. Let's see the bad stuff. Royal Maelstrom animation has been tweaked. That's fine. True Form basic attack animation has been adjusted to swing slightly less. That's fine. Sheen will no longer proc if Bel'Veth attempts to cast Q. Wait, so you could proc it without it even going off. That was broken. Wow. Bel'Veth's Q, Void Surge, no longer deals double the intended true damage from Endless Banquet's passive. Wow. Fixed the bug where if she was already in her true form, Bel'Veth would lose her health bonus. That's bad. These are really bad bugs on her. Jesus Christ. Okay, well, Bel'Veth, there it is. That's probably the biggest change we're going to see. But yeah, I don't know. I think slight nerf, but better early. But slight nerf to late. So what do I think of Blitz? Blitz is just a grab. Everyone knows it. Everyone loves it. Not really. I honestly don't know what they could do. I mean, lower the mana of the Q. The biggest thing they could do, honestly, and I don't know why they haven't done this, because then maybe Blitz might actually be fucking used again, is revert the W so it doesn't slow you. That alone makes Blitz feel like such shit. I feel like Blitz has been overshadowed by so many other supports that before you could make the argument, because there was less supports in the game, like Yumi, where you literally do nothing and drool on yourself and provide a benefit, where you could say Blitz was kind of like a powerful support, because using his W was just like a benefit. It was like a free ability, basically. You wouldn't not use it. You would always spam it. But I think now they should give that back. I think Blitz is weak enough to where that should be used, because it feels so bad to play Blitz, get the move speed, and then just get shit on. Like in terms of like getting slowed. It feels so bad. I think if they change that, Blitz will be okay again. So what are they saying? Blitzcrank's engage capabilities have gathered some rust since the durability update. We're making his hooks hurt more, so they feel more rewarding to land. I feel like that's just if you're paired with the right AD. If you're paired with a Draven or Callista, it's over. I honestly think at this point, Blitz is getting more segued into being only able to be paired with like certain EDCs. Before you could pair Blitz with anyone, because he was more of a team player. He still is. You know, one good grab could win you the game if your team's good enough. But now I feel like even early, he is starting to just work better naturally with just high kill early game ADs. Which, you know, it makes sense. So what are they doing? They're making him hurt more. They're making him hurt by 15% or 15 flat damage more. That's ass. The R, detonation damage, is going up by, you guessed it, 25. Oh, that's pretty good. Honestly, that's probably ass. If they buff it one more time and with the same numbers, maybe it could be better. Or, well, not maybe, it will be a little better. But at that point, I would kind of consider it, okay, now he's doing a little bit more damage. But with this is kind of whatever. Dr. Mundo, Dr. Gundo. So, what do I think of Mundo? It's weird. I mean, it's just Mundo 2.0 from the rework, right? I feel like as time went on, he generally got weaker because people just realized, hey, it's still Mundo. Yeah, his laning's better. I would say ultimately, the best thing about new Mundo versus old is his laning is a lot better. But I feel like with all the nerfs to everything else, because he's definitely weaker than when he was released, I would say he's kind of just in the same spot as old Mundo was. I don't think he's good in high elo, and I think he's very just, kind of just does nothing. Like, he's kind of just a meat. He's just literally just a tank meat. that does some damage. If he gets on the AD, obviously he'll kill them, but I don't know. Mundo feels weird. I feel like they should buff him. Mundo's malpractice was already doing well, but now that Grievous Wounds is weaker, it's time we check his medical license. Damn. Okay, I guess he's strong. We're nerfing him overall by lowering his healing, but the larger chunk of health missing should make his fantasy really come alive when he injects his maximum dosage. So it sounds like they're not necessarily nerfing him, they're changing him to be weaker at certain points, stronger at others, but let's see. So, health regen is scaling up to be better late, worse early. I think this is fine. Maximum dosage is now getting hard nerfed. Wait, so what? The larger chunk of health missing should make his fantasy really come alive? But they're literally making that worse, so it shouldn't come alive. It's more dead. This makes no fucking sense. But the larger chunk of health missing should make his fantasy really come alive when he injects his maximum dosage. But it's worse, so it won't. What are they saying? Right is so fucking stupid. So yeah, Mundo's just worse. 20 to 15. Oh no, wait, is that base health? Oh, that's base health. Yeah, I still don't know. Mundo's a little worse. The passive doesn't make up for it. The passive's kind of ass. Mundo's ass. Fiora. Obviously, Fiora is going to be good because she scales off max health and she does true damage. And if everyone got a durability update, that increases their max health. She's going to get more damage. So, what are they probably going to nerf? Her max health scaling true damage. Let's see what they're doing. Because I think Fiora is fucking OP. I've seen clips of Chinese players proc all 4 procs of the ulti in like less than a second. And they do to tanks what... Oh, actually, you know what? I'm really glad I did not say this joke. I was about to say something so bad. They do to tanks what killer whales do to seals. They play with them like they're fucking sex toys. Anyway. The bonus true damage. 3% plus 5.5 per 100 bonus AD to 3 plus 4.5% per 100 AD. This is fair. She scales really well. Like, a good Fiora is one of the few things I think can just almost take on anything in the game. There's like a couple champions I think if you're good at them, because they have max health scaling, you could take on anything if you're good enough. Gwen's one of them. Fiora's one of them. I think Jax is kind of up there. He doesn't have max health scaling, but Jax is up there. Gwen, Fiora. I think Viego's a little bit up there. If you're good at Viego, you could do really good. I don't really know who else, but those 3 first come to mind. Overall, it's okay. It's a little slap on the wrist. I think it's okay. And it's reducing her ult's power too, because the passive is Tactile, so that's fine. Heimerdinger, this character is so weak. He's been weak forever. And he's no longer... What has happened to Heimer is this. He is no longer a turret champion fantasy. When Heimer came out way, way back in the day, this is even before my time. I've only heard stories of this. It's when Heimer was able to put 6 turrets and have his rockets be auto-lock. Ridiculous, right? Now we've changed to, like, Heimer's turrets are kind of just there. They just beat the shit out of them, like, no matter what. Like, people just kind of just smack him around. And the main power of his kit is the EW. The W, I would say, is the more important one. Did I see your comment about Pokemon earlier? Yeah, I responded to it. I couldn't respond with Voice Slayer, so I wrote it out. But I guess you didn't see it. But yeah, so Heimer, for the most part, is no longer a turret champion fantasy. He is a rocket fantasy, which is sad, because we need to have a turret champion fantasy. Champions that like control minions or have like pets, I think, are kind of bad. The response was basically, yo man, to beat Red, you gotta do whatever you gotta do. Fuck Red, that shit was so hard as a kid. Red scared me as a kid, man. Fuck Red. But he's super cool. Super cool, but scary. That was basically my response. But anyway, Heimer. I'm hoping to see, and I think this is kind of wishing, I'm hoping to see with Heimer some sort of kit rework, essentially, because that's what I think at this point needs to be done. Rework his kit, make his turrets actually good, actually cool. It's very hard to balance, I feel like, though, because if you make his turrets too good, which my main idea is make the cooldown a lot less, make them spammable, or make you hold more, So that way it's not 3. Because if you put out 3, they're easily, like, taken care of. Obviously, you have the 4th one as the ulti. But, you know, you have other ultis. You don't need to necessarily put a turret down. You have the rocket ulti and the grenade ulti. So I kind of count it as, like, you always have, like, 3. And then they're just, like, negligible most times. Unless people forget about them. But it's so easy to deal with them if you engage on Heimer. It's, like, sad. So he has to either, like, stack them up and, like, burst down, use them. Like, just burst them out, shit them out. Or they're like a non-factor, and even then they're still easily dealable with. I think just they need to put more power into the turrets. I like turrets. Heimerdinger is known for his turrets, and that's how it should be. So what are they doing? Heimerdinger's inventions have fallen short lately, no duh. Boosting his turret's health and firepower to match the durability update is sure to be a formula for success. Yeah, let's see how much. So the standard turret health is going up from 150 to 175 early. That's okay. And that's going to 575 to 700. So 125. I mean, it's okay. I don't think their health matters unless you make them decently tanky. I would say double their health, in fact. Double their health, and then Heimer's turrets will be good. And then let's see the damage. The damage is going from early, it's kind of negligible, to later on it's going from 18, 19, 22, 23 to 5 damage. I think it's ass. This doesn't really help. I mean, it helps. It is a buff. I don't think it's one that matters. And then the cooldown of the grenade, which helps the turrets, I guess, is down by 1 second. I think the cooldown of the grenade should be closer to around just flat 10, maybe even 9, just because it's hard to land. Yeah, it's AoE, but I feel like it is hard to land. It is telegraphed, and we have a lot of other stuns that are not, you know, that are not as easy to dodge as this shit. But I mean, you know, that's what I think. Overall, it going down by a second is good. Heimer, a little better, still ass. Ivyorn, I'm pretty sure they're probably just going to buff his cost for clearing camps because Ivyorn is already shit. Ivyorn is the only probably support jungler. And he's really only played by, what, less than 1% of the player base. And with the durability update, I don't remember if they changed him too much with it, specifically. But no one ever sees Ivyorn, so just buff him. Honestly, just buff him. The durability update wasn't so friendly to our friend of the forest. These buffs should return some of his early gank power by a lot. And Daisy gets a base stat gift too. Oh, let's see. So the base health cost is going down from 20 to 3%. So 20 base to 3%. That's really good. They're more than halving it. That's really good. And then the mana is going down a lot too. That's really good. I don't know if it really changes his early ganking power, though. It's more, it looks like it's better for late, but let's see the E. The E is going up by a lot. Oh my goodness. 190 to 220. I mean, it's not too much, but pretty good. And then Daisy. Daisy is getting a little bit more health. That's fine. And the armor magic resist is going up, which is always good. Little touches here and there. Honestly, I think this is okay. I think, honestly, the main thing I have a problem with Riot's numbers is I think they don't go far enough sometimes. I think they could have went a little higher with these numbers, but these are okay. I think this helps Ivyorn a little bit. He's going to do what he does a little bit better, and it's not a bad thing. It's just he's a support, and that's what it is. Janna. So what do I think of Janna? Again, I haven't played, so I don't know. I honestly don't know. I think she's kind of useless. I think the E should not decay. But in terms of that, I think Janna's weakest part is laning phase. She ramps up come mid to late game, which all enchanters do. But her specifically, she just becomes a lot better because it's in a team fight scenario. The more people you hit with your Q, the better it becomes, the more value you have. The W, more chances to use it, obviously. The E gets stronger. Like in lane, I feel like Janna does nothing. Out of lane, Janna becomes decent. So let's see what they're doing. Janna is still too strong across the board. Her biggest vulnerability should be when she gets caught. It's hard to catch you, though. So we're nerfing her wind speed and defensive spells to make her easier to punish. So the bonus move speed is going down by 2%. Okay. That's okay. The slow is going down by 4%. Okay. I guess that's fine. And then the E, which somehow makes her too strong. Her biggest vulnerability is she should be when she gets caught. Which is weird because she's a defensive player. See, this is kind of the thing, right? When I think of Janna, I don't think too much of engage. Although she can engage, there's better people at it. She's kind of a jack of all trades like Karma, except she leans more into peeling. I think Jenna can do everything at a base level, but her best thing is peeling. She can peel very well. And shield. So it's like, if you catch her out, how the fuck are you going to catch her out? She has a lot of move speed. She can slow you. She can knock you up. She can shield herself to get the slow and knock up back up, assuming you don't burst her down. And then she has the ult just in case. It's like, I feel like they're trying to make something exist here that just shouldn't. Her biggest vulnerability, I mean, she is an enchanter, but her biggest vulnerability, I don't feel like it's when she gets caught. Because if her cooldowns aren't low enough, she's useless. I don't know. This is a weird change. I don't know if I necessarily agree with it. I don't think Jen is too strong, but maybe it is because she's kind of just a win easy champ. Because it's just, hey, you do it. Which is weird because I don't think she is either. Jen is a weird case. Honestly, we just have to see how these sit. I don't know how she feels because I haven't played in a while. J4. I think J4 is ass because he needs a rework. And that's just it. He's just old. He doesn't do as much. He's very simple, very bad. I mean, he can do good, but it's weird. They've tried to push him more into like a damage-dealing role when he's kind of this like hybrid bruiser. But they're really pushing him into damage, so I don't really know. I don't really know what he's good at. Because if you do damage and you go in, you're a nuker, you're an assassin. But his main thing is, his kit doesn't really support that too well. His kit is to go in and like kind of live as long as possible. But he kind of just goes in and dies because he builds damage. And he doesn't nuke them enough. He doesn't do enough damage. Because the durability update too, that just added to it. Honestly, I don't know. I think Jarvan's just bad. He needs a rework. What are they doing? J4 wasn't the hardest hit by the durability update, but his sustained damage output hasn't been left unscathed. We're letting him get a few more rotations in now that bursting enemies has gotten much harder. So his mana's going up. Doesn't really matter, I don't think. And then the cooldown of his passive is going down. I think this is great. I think J4's passive is one of the things that actually keeps his kit kind of alive. It's a really good passive. And them lowering the cooldown by half later, really fucking good. I think this is good. This is really good. He could do it multiple times a fight, and it does decent damage too. The things that do the most damage with J4 to me, the passive and the ult. So them changing that's good. Will it be enough? I don't know. I don't know. But it definitely nudges him better than the other fucking changes the others have got. So this is not bad. Katarina XD. I haven't seen this champion. I don't want to see this champion. If this champion is overbuffed, she's a nightmare and she's unkillable. So she's like a Samira, where you really have to try and find the middle ground of she has to be able to, you know, go crazy. But if she goes too crazy, she's unstoppable. And then Katarina does all these fucking weird builds, like Tank Katarina, AD Katarina, On Hit Katarina, AP Katarina. It's the same thing with Kai'Sa, where it's like, okay, you nerf one, she goes to another, and she has like 5 ridiculous options, and they get to them one by one until the champion's dead. Don't I get tired of bandage notes? Yeah, a little bit, but I kind of like seeing the changes sometimes. Some of the changes are wacky. Most of them aren't, but some of them are. So what are they doing? Are they nerfing her or are they buffing her? Let's see. Bruiser and tank build shouldn't work well on someone like Katarina, just like what I said. A hyper-mobile resetting assassin. We're making some slight adjustments to discourage only those itemizations. Let's see how they do this. My main guess of how they're going to do this. Lower her base damage, increase her scaling. Oh my fucking god, Alpha. Why would you put that in the chat? Oh my lord. Okay, so magic damage upon retrieving dagger. Bonus AD ratio is going down. Okay, so they don't want her building AD. So I guess that kind of hits the bruiser one. I guess they're Alpha, that is not my penis. I guess they want to push her more into AP. But let's see. So Shumpo, the base damage is going up and the AD ratio is going down and the AP ratio is staying the same. So it sounds like they just don't like AD Katarina, which is fine. So physical damage is probably going to go down for the ulti. It is 16 plus 12.16 plus 16. Oh, so it's attack. Yeah, so they don't want her building AD. I don't even feel like it's bruiser or tank. It's just AD in general. They don't want her building that. And then the on-hit effectiveness is going up. This is so weird. Honestly, this is so fucking weird. Katarina, we'll have to see. Lucian. What do I think of Lucian? I think Lucian's pretty good. I think one of the really good bot lanes now, and I don't know why Riot doesn't lean into this more, is have bot laners that work well with each other. Lucian, Nami, best combo there is. One of the best combos that there is in bot lane. It's almost similar to Cog Lulu, except Nami works well with everyone, but specifically with Lucian. Fucking Lulu Lucian's good too. It's just Nami Lucian, one of the best combos in the bot lane. Now the question is, if you don't go that, is Lucian bad? I kind of think so, yes, because it's very reliant, I think, on an enchanter support, and you usually get a mage. And besides that, Lucian is kind of just Lucian. He has low range, and he's very... How do I put this? Lucian is very not a hyper carry. He could do a lot, don't get me wrong, he's not too weak, but I don't see him as a hyper carry, one, because of his range, and two, because I feel like he just, aside from like power spiking and gaining a lead and snowballing, if you put him up against other ADs later on, or just the late game teams later on, if he's like even with them, if it's full late game, they're all fulled out. I mean, yeah, his ult is a little scary and his burst is okay, but he just dies because of the range. Aside from the ult, he will die. Honestly, that's what it is. ADs do his job better. He's a really good snowballer, though, but he's not like a hyper. So I think that's his problem. Honestly, they could fix it by giving him more range, which they're probably not going to do. So I don't know what they're doing here. It should maybe be a buff, though, but we'll see. Lucian's been shining in pro bot lane since before MSI and has continued to do so even after durability update. We're tapping down his strong early damage. Honestly, that makes sense, but I feel like it only really makes sense if he's with Nami, but I guess he's too strong. Base AD is going from 62 to 60. He's literally losing 2 damage. Wow. And then the damage on Q, his most used ability, is going from 95 to... What the fuck is the difference here? Oh, it's losing some damage later. Honestly, that's okay. I mean, it's a little bit of a tap on the wrist, but I think it'll put Lucian into line because Lucian is very... He's not on the line of being OP. He's very close to, I think, being sort of balanced. There's some ADs that are just better early. Caitlyn. But Lucian's also one of them. I just hate how he doesn't scale too well. But he's okay. Lucian's alright. Little slap on the wrist they gave him. Seraphine. What do I think of this bitch? Honestly, I haven't seen her. I don't want to see her. I think she's really good late. She's one of the best enchanters late. I don't know why they keep pushing her mid if that just makes her a better mage in the bot lane. I don't think anyone should ever go Seraphine mid ever unless she has like nuke damage. I think Seraphine overall just gets outshadowed by mages and she takes too long to ramp up. So maybe if they just improve her early game, that will help her out because I don't think she's seeing enough play. So let's see if I'm right. Seraphine hasn't been making sound waves, so we're boosting her CC to help her captivate her enemies. So the cooldown of the E is going down early but up late. So it's a little bit of a takeaway there. And then the slow and stun duration is going up from 1 to 1.5. That's honestly pretty fucking big. That's pretty good. Pretty good indeed. Not huge, but it sort of helps Seraphine. And if they're helping her slow and stun duration, that helps her in any lane. Seraphine's a little better. Shaco. I think Shaco sucks. I think Shaco is kind of similar to Lucian in that he's kind of fun. He could do really good with the lead, but he's even worse than Lucian because he really can't do anything come later. Come later, unless your like team kind of piggybacks off of you, he's very just like, in my opinion, like a Lee Sin, sort of a Elise. His main pressure is early to mid, and then he just drops off. He can still do work, don't get me wrong. He could still kill the AD. But like I always say, who can't? So, I don't know. I feel like Shaco just kind of sucks. So let's see what they're doing. They should buff him. Shaco's been struggling in a world with more durable playthings, especially with his traditional burstier builds. Sorry. He already has quite a bit of survivability with his tricks, of which I would agree it's very hard to kill Shaco sometimes. Or it's annoying, not hard. So we're trading some of his durability for more burst. This should open up high-risk, high-reward builds. So they're basically just making Shaco harder to play. Feast or Famine. Feast or Famine. Adding to his diverse atomization options. As a reminder, his Q and E can deal additional damage with his passive Bakestab. You know it's bad if people don't know that. You know this champion is not played if people don't realize his E can do more damage with his passive. And that Riot needs to remind you of a basic fact. That's a little scary. The champion sucks. So what are they doing? They're removing health growth, so his health is going down by, like, what? 70? A little less, 60 something? Okay, cool. And then his armor is going down by 2. I feel like these changes do nothing, man, honestly. Or maybe it's almost 3. Like, bruh. He's a little less durable. Let's see how much damage he's gaining for this. So he's going from 25 to 40. Okay, that's a little bit of a jump, honestly. 25 to 40, a little bit of a jump. That's really good. And then the AP scaling on the W, 9 to 12. Pretty good. They're only touching scalings here from what I've seen. Not bad. 9 to 12 is okay. And then the E, I would say the most important part of his kit. Going from 7D to... They actually fucked up here. They put 2 question marks. I don't know why they did that, but I caught that. They put 70. Okay, so the base damage remain the same. 70 to 75, 50 to 60. Slightly better. Slightly better. I mean, they don't want to overbuff Shaco. I can understand this. Just a little bit nudged to be better. See, sometimes I hate going over patch notes because that's all it becomes. Oh yeah, this champion's slightly better. This champion's slightly worse. Honestly, I probably shouldn't even spend too much time on changes like this. Shaco, slightly better. Singed. Singed is weird. Again, I haven't played League in a while, but I feel like a good Singed main just can't lose. But the state he's in currently, I think he's... With the durability update, he probably got a lot better. Because I don't think Singed was necessarily too undurable. It's just you needed to play him smartly and play the early game in almost no other way any other champion plays it. Like... I think the durability update probably helped Singed a lot, and they might have to nerf him here. So let's see. Singed mid has always been quite strong. What the fuck? Singed mid? What the hell have they been doing? But the recent systematic changes have thrown him just over the edge into OP territory. Like I said, we're nerfing his early run-at-you power so his squishier lane punch, so they're nerfing his earlier durability. His squishier lane punch have a chance to escape or at least fight back. You fight back! Fight back! So the slow's going down early. I don't think the 10% from 60 to 50 matters, and it gets worse later, so good luck. And then the R stat bonus, that going down makes sense because that just gives, like, it's literally a stat stick move. Gives you 20 of almost fucking everything. So that's fine. And then it gets better later. I think that's fine. I think Singed's early being a little bit more Feast or Famine is okay. If he was borderline OP, I don't think he was because I think Singed is fucking hard, but... I don't know too well because I haven't seen or played League recently. So I'm going to chalk this one up to, you know what, Riot? You got it. Go right ahead. It's all you. Soraka. What do I think of Soraka? Their ability update, she probably, I mean, they didn't like healing, so they nerfed her. I don't know how she sits because I didn't play, so let's just read. We buffed Soraka's ult back in 11.18, letting it remove grievous wounds to give her some hope against the 60% reduced healing effect. But didn't they... nerf Grievous Wounds, so maybe they're going to nerf Soraka now that they nerfed Grievous Wounds. Now that Grievous Wounds is weaker, there it is, we're okay with letting it serve its original purpose, which is just to heal. So they're buffing it though, from 125 to 150, 275 to 350, really good healing. So it's going to heal a lot, but Grievous Wounds is actually going to matter again. So that's fine. Just a slight better push for Soraka. Viego, save me! Viego's probably going to get nerfed because the durability update probably helped him. That's basically what I see. Viego's been sitting on the jungle throne for a little too long, especially in pro play. Of course, he's always a problem. We're curbing the king's reset potential, giving his laners more opportunity to react to his ganks. So they're nerfing the E probably. Let's see, base heal upon possession. 2% of the target's maximum health. That's fine. That's fine. So you heal nothing if you get like a carry, and if you get a tank, you heal a decent amount. That's okay. Stealthy stuns. E Herald pass while charging Q. Spectrum Rod no longer instantly stealths you. That's a pretty big nerf. That was a tech I thought only Viego mains knew. It's not a, you know, it's not like a really complicated tech, but it's something you wouldn't think of. Like, the common man wouldn't really know to do that. Only Viego aficionados, like I, know how to do that. It's either they're taken away that doesn't instantly stealth you, but that makes sense. That was a little strong, but it's sad to have it go away. I feel like they could return that in a future update if Viego's not too good anymore, but we'll see. Because his ganks are kind of hard already, because the E is very telegraphed, and then the W is basically your only engage tool. If you don't W, you have to catch them with their pants down. But I guess that's just the price we pay for having an OP champion. And then the ult, what are they doing to the ult? So the ult is going down and scaling by a decent amount too. Holy shit. 15 to 12 and then 25 to 20. You're losing a good 5% there. Huh. So you're losing like 20% of your damage. Holy shit. But the scaling is the same. But damn, you're losing 25% of your base damage. Ugh. At least later, you are. Early, you're not. Wait, actually, early. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15. Yeah, you are. Holy shit. You're losing 20% damage. I mean, I don't think Viego's ult was that damaging either way, because it was an execute, but, I mean, hey, Riot knows better. I think Viego's definitely going to be hurting from these. He's definitely going to be hurting a little bit. Yorick. Oh, Yorick. Oh, Yorick. I love Yorick. However, I don't think he's doing too good. And they said they were going to buff pets, so Yorick has to be involved. I think Yorick is okay, though. I honestly don't think he's in a terrible spot. I think what's surprising to me, honestly, is later on in the game, he goes kind of crazy with the damage. I got soloed one time by the Maiden and, like, the minions. Like, Yorick didn't even touch me. And, like, the Maiden almost soloed me. I think it either soloed me or almost soloed me. And I was shocked. I was like, holy shit, the Maiden did, like, thousands of damage. And, like, you wouldn't expect it. It's a little scary. But Yorick, his identity is just a split pusher. And he's good at it, too. I don't think he's that bad. I think if I had to choose a spot, though, if he should get buffed or nerfed, I mean, the durability update, I don't know. I haven't seen enough. I honestly don't know. I'm just going to hope he gets buffed because I love Yorick. Mistwalker's base health and move speed increased. Let's go! Main of the Mist base health increased. Target range based on E decreased. Ooh. Yorick's Mistwalkers and Maiden are also getting a site-based stat package to help them keep up with durability. Running a few tweaks to make Yorick's Spectral Army a bit more ghastly. The Maiden won't wander too far when moving towards marked targets. Thank God. The Maiden honestly needs to stay closer to Yorick. I wish you were better, like there was a better way of controlling it, but they just need to tighten the leash on it. I really like how the Maiden just sticks with you. It's once you get 6 with lane and Yorick, you become like a presence. Because if he just puts it out in lane, he gets free ghoulies to just push as he pleases. He gets free damage on you, and you're essentially almost fighting 2 champions. And he does percent health. I mean, obviously early it's not that good. It scales better the later you go, but damn, it is good. Yorick just having his ult on in lane, it's something you can use in a pinch when you start the fight, but it's something you can keep in lane and have it be a threat. And the closer it stays to you, the more safe it is, the less likely it is to get killed. Super fucking good. Let's see what they're doing. The base health of the minions is going from 100 to 110, 185 to 212, so they're slightly tankier. And they scale better with his health, which is great. And the move speed is going from 300 to 325. That's really good. And then the R, the Maiden's health, which I already thought it got really tanky later on, is going up by 30% and then scales better off Yorick's health. Honestly, I think these changes are really good. I don't think Yorick needed these, but just the fact that he's getting them is really good. Maiden of the Mist mark target chase range 1,600 to 1,000. That's super fucking good. These are great Yorick changes. Not the best, but decent. They definitely help him, and it gets me hard. Very nice. Yumi, the character that is the annoying bane of a lot of bot laners. What do I think of Yumi? I haven't seen it, but if I had to guess, they're probably going to nerf her just because it's Yumi. As of this chapter of the durability update comes to an end, Yumi's heals are still too strong. Her power level at large isn't crossing the line, so they're shifting it. So what does that mean? The shield is going up by 4 early, and that's it. Oh no, 20 late too, okay. So the shield is getting slightly stronger, which, spoiler alert, this is kind of going to be in the next patch notes video, but Nyla and Yumi might be the premier combo. Their synergies with the shielding passive from Nyla and the healing passive from Nyla, kind of stupid. Anyway, yeah, so they're putting more damage, or more power into the shield. And the heal is going... Oh my god, that's a kind of a big nerf. 190 to 150. And the bonus move speed's going up. Okay, that's actually good. So they are shifting around power. They didn't lie this time. Yeah, Yumi, kind of the same, just different. Less healing, more move speed, more shielding. So it's a shift. It's literally just a shift. Healing is easier, though. I think this made her slightly worse. Because healing, I think, is better than most things. But, move speed is definitely nothing to laugh at. 15 to 20%, I mean, pretty good. Alright, so slightly different. Yumi's slightly different. Oh my god, Zeri. Oh, thank god. I thought there was going to be a huge fucking thesis here. It looks like there's not. Zeri is probably still the worst AD. Again, I haven't played this one. I really can't say. Because they had some very big changes from the last time, and I have not played it. So, what are they doing? Zeri's W damage was a bit shocking with the crit multiplier, so we're nerfing that and compensating with a little more regen boost. How is that a compensation? See, this doesn't make sense to me. It's like this, right? Oh, okay, your car's not running too well, so here, as your insurance, what we're going to do is we're not going to repair the car. We're going to give you flip-flops. I mean, okay, what does that do? Like, what the fuck is this? Like, I want to drive the car. I want the car to be good. Oh, but we're going to give you, like, okay, an air freshener. I mean, yeah, it's slightly better, but it's like, it has no relevance. Like, okay, wow, her health regen's better. That's not Zeri's issue at all. It's so stupid. Zeri's W damage was a bit shot. Okay, I already read that. So the health regen is going up. The health regen at level 18 is going from 12 to 15. I don't think that matters, especially late game. That does not matter at all. Health regen, I think, matters the least in the late game. Honestly. Unless maybe you're Mundo, and even then they nerf that. Or no, they buff that, sorry. I think... This is just stupid. Okay, how bad are they nerfing the W? So the damage on base is going up, but the scaling is going down with AD and AP. Ugh, okay. But the crit strike damage is still staying. They're just nerfing it. Damn, they're nerfing it by a lot, it looks like. 262 to 227. Zeri's worse. Zeri's just worse. This is such a stupid change. Zeri's worse. Okay, Night Harvester items. So, what I think of Night Harvester, again, I haven't played, and I mostly just play ADs, not mages. But overall, I think Night Harvester is weak. Isn't that the one where it has the cooldown per champion with damage? I think they should lower that, honestly. But let's see what they're doing. We're adding some ability haste to Night Harvester's build path to match his buff last patch. Okay, cool. I don't know. Stupid. Serpent's Fang. This item is, like, almost never fucking used, except maybe on, like, graves. Like, I don't even know who builds this fucking item. So this thing is ass. Serpent's Fang was reducing shields by a lot more than intended thanks to a bug. We're expecting this fix will lead to a non-trivial nerf. So we're calling it out here instead. So this is a bug fix. Serpent's Fang no longer applies additional shield reduction beyond 50%. Okay. But I think no one really uses this item unless they're heavy shield. Even then, some people are stupid. Shadow Flame. What do I think Shadow Flame? I don't know. I'm not a mid laner. Shadow Flame was underperforming due to a different bug that mitigated its damage based on the very magic resistance it was supposed to ignore. Ha! So this is a slight buff. Shadow Flame's additional magic damage based on ignored MR is no longer mitigated by target's MR. I actually question if Riot found this out themselves or if someone on Reddit complained. Because I feel like Reddit and just the player base in general finds things more than Riot could, which it makes sense, right? The general population will find the bugs more than the testers will, because it's the general population, but I'm actually curious if Riot found this or the community found this. I'm going to chalk it up to the community. Anyway, Predator. I feel like Predator is weird. I mean, the fact that Veigar uses it means two things. Number one, it might be OP, or number two, Veigar is just that bad with any other rune that... Or his kit is just that weird. I feel like Veigar can and should go mage stuff, but the move speed is just so good. I would honestly just chalk it up to Veigar's kit. Okay, so fuck Veigar. I would say that it's just kind of a little strong. They're probably going to nerf it. When nerfing Predator's early powers, it tends to really hurt some lanes before enemies get a reasonable chance at counterplay. Yeah, because you literally walk at them, and unless they haven't escaped, they can't do anything. And it's honestly a decently low cooldown. And all you have to do, 300 gold to get it. For move speed, more move speed, and a damage burst buff. That's helps you roam and is low cooldown. So let's see what they're doing. The move speed now scales. Way worse early, better late. Pretty good. The damage is getting nerfed. Way worse early, better late. Okay. And it scales better as well, so better late. And then the cooldown, way worse early, and it looks like the same late. Yeah, so they just nerfed it early, which I think was okay. I think that's alright. Okay, systems, vision. Let's see what they're doing here, actually. Currently, if you dash or blink into a jungle monster or ward's visible range, there's a very brief delay before you gain vision of them. It's going to lead to some frustrating moments, so we're changing that to be instantaneous. Losing vision of monsters and wards will continue to have a slight delay. I never knew this, but this sounds like a buff. Essence Emporium. Let's see if they say it here. Head to the store to use your blue essence to nab Chromos, so that starts on... When does this start? 28th is Tuesday, so next Tuesday. June 28th. So let's see. Right now, running the Emporium... Oh, here we go. Emporium. After this run... Essence Emporium is going on hiatus while we rebuild it. Right now, running the Emporium is so inefficient it causes delays and feature cuts. How? I feel like it's so easy to do. Just slap it in, send it out. I mean, obviously it's not that simple, but like, I don't understand how it's so complicated just making things cost blue essence. But let's see. So the fact that it's taking away from other things is mind-boggling to me. Beyond making the Emporium more efficient to run, so that's probably a tech issue, we're also exploring navigation and usability improvements for when, not if, so they're not scrapping it, it returns. Be sure to spend all your blue essence during this Emporium, because it's probably going to be a while. To make up for this hiatus, we're shifting the 3 gemstone icon bundles into a chain of 3 missions that will be free for all players. So you basically get a free 30 mythic essence once this thing comes out if you play 3 games. It looks like. Cool. Mythic content, Mythic Chromos. Okay, so let me talk about these. Mythic Chromos. This feels like we're getting nickel and dimed. Honestly. I thought they would put this out for free at first and then make it cost something later. I'm glad it doesn't really cost real money, but it makes it even worse the fact that it costs Mythic Essence. Because you could technically buy, I believe, Mythic Essence with money. I don't know that for sure though, so don't quote me. But to get 40 Mythic Essence for a Chroma, granted it's a quote-unquote Mythic Chroma, but fuck it, it's a fucking Chroma, bitches. Like, come on. Do not make this cost 40. That shit's way too high. You need to cut it, right? Like that song, you need to cut it. So this shit at most should cost 20 Mythic Essence. And if this shit does not eventually go into the Emporium for Blue Essence, this is bullshit. This is bullshit. This is a straight cash grab for them to make even more money off of less work, because a Mythic Chroma is just them recoloring abilities. That is it. That's not hard to do. And this is a nickel and dime. Mythic Chromos updates a skin VFX in addition to its model. It's really just VFX, and it's really just different colors. They're launching for legendary skins as well as mythics like Ashen Knights. Even though I think legendaries already had chromas, now they're getting a different, better chroma that costs more. Stupid. Anyway, yeah, so this costs way too much. They need to cut it. Mythic Shop rotation, it's rotating, so Ashen Pike is out. His Ember Working Chroma Bundle is out too. Ashen Knight Pantheon's in. So out is the Prestige skins. Other Prestige skins are coming in. Hextech Annie's out. Amumu is out too. Ziggs, Darius are in. Boss Vagar's Mythic Chroma will be available during patches 12.2 to 13. Cool. Behavioral systems, they're probably going to be like, I don't know, we're improving the system more, and reporting in Champ Select matters even more now, or something or other. Let's see. Muting a player during Champ Select will now carry over in-game. That's really good, actually. End of game, really good. It also means that muting someone in-game will carry over to end of game too. Thank goodness, that's really good. That's actually really fucking good. Additionally, individual players' mute stats can now be viewed and toggled in the end of game screen. That's great, actually. That's actually a really good change. Cool. Demacia Clash, no one cares. Challenges. They've updated some of them. I don't care. Bug fixes. I don't care. Alright, upcoming skins. So let's talk about the new skins. I think it's a really good take on the Blood Moon skin line. I think Snow Moon's really cool. Really interesting. Really nice. I think overall, it's just a little weird on the timing, I would say. I don't know if Blood Moon originally came out around this time. but I don't think we really need to fuss over it. They're good skins. That's basically the end of it. These skins, great effects, especially Kane's one. They always go crazy on Kane's one. And the best part is, Rost still is like the blood moon. Kane is the snow moon, Rost is the blood moon. Really good fucking thematics they have going on with Kane, man. I'm telling you. But yeah, everything else is good. The effects for the skin line is really good. Ashen Knight Pantheon, I think it's okay. I think it has really cool effects. I'm just sick of the theme or the line of Ashen Knight. I want new themes and different champions. Fuck Pantheon and Pike. But yeah, overall, patch had a lot of whatevers. Honestly, because of the Belveth shit, and because there's like barely any AD shit, and the shit they did to Zeri too, I'm honestly gonna give this one like a fucking 4 out of 10, man. I don't know. I mean, what do I want them to do? I don't fucking know. 4 out of 10 fucking Mark Merrills. I don't know. Buff AD. Make Zeri good. They better fucking have Nyla be good when she comes up. But yeah, 4 out of 10 Mark Merrills. I'm unimpressed. I'm starting to question things with League, but that's a conversation for another day. Hope you enjoyed. I'm out of here. See you in 2 weeks. I'll be employed. I'm so happy.